Let's discuss.
What up, fam?
Hi guys, it's Mrs. Klein.
And Mr. Creighton.
We're here right now with your Chapter 5, Lesson 3 podcast entitled The Empire of Mali. You're going to find this information, you guys, in your history books beginning on page 165 through 169. So it's always a good idea to have that out and open as you're listening to the podcast. So in the last lesson, in this lesson, we're going to learn about the growth and decline of the Mali and Songhai empires. Okay, as always, there are vocabulary terms that you're responsible for, and there's actually a pretty good amount of them this go around. So you're going to want to be really clear about what those words mean. This time the vocabulary is Mali, Sundiata, Timbuktu, Mansa Musa, Songhai, and Askia Muhammad. It might not be a bad idea, you guys, to kind of like separate those into places and people, and that might help you keep them a little bit straighter in your brain. But we got a podcast quiz on these tomorrow, so be prepared.
And remember, when you hear this sound, it means you just heard a vocab word. We have the same big idea that we've had throughout the unit, and the big idea: rulers have a great impact on their society and leave lasting impressions.
All right, first essential question: do leaders help or hurt?
The next one: do belief systems influence a people's way of life?
Next up is: how do rulers shape present and future civilizations?
How are the culture and traditions of a civilization preserved and spread? How do communities use their skills and resources to build empires?
And our final essential question: how are lasting effects of rulers reflected in society? Our first section we're going to be talking about is Mali builds on Ghana's foundation. You can find this on pages 165 and 166 in the textbook. The question we want you guys to be thinking about: how could Mali build on Ghana's empire? The Empire of Mali was formed around 1240. It was located in the southern area of what had been Ghana's empire. The Malinke people founded the Empire of Mali. A great chief named Sundiata led the Malinke.
In 1240, Sundiata and his army captured the former capital of Ghana. He expanded his empire beyond Ghana's old border. Sundiata also reestablished the gold salt trade and expanded trade routes.
Sundiata developed the city of Timbuktu as a center for trade and culture. He also supported the development of food crops, cotton farming, and cotton weaving. Sundiata balanced his Islamic belief with his traditional religious beliefs. In this way, he was similar to the kings of Ghana.
After Sundiata's death, the rulers of Mali continued to expand the empire, and in 1307, Mansa Musa became king of Mali. He was a devoted Muslim. He allowed all his subjects to practice other religions.
In 1324, Mansa Musa began a pilgrimage to Mecca. On his pilgrimage, he brought 12,000 slaves, 80 camels, and 300 pounds of gold with him. Mansa Musa's pilgrimage greatly impressed those who saw it. It also increased trade for Mali. More merchants wanted to travel to the Empire of Mali.
Mansa Musa brought with him an architect and Arab scholars on his return trip to Mali. The architect designed the Sankore Mosque in Timbuktu. The scholars taught history, theology, and law in Timbuktu.
Mansa Musa continued to expand the empire until his death around 1332. The question you guys should be able to answer in your head right now: how did Sundiata improve Ghana's trade?
All right, the next section is entitled Decline of Mali, and you'll find this on pages 166 and 167. Be thinking about this question: how did weak rulers lead to Mali's decline? The descendants of Mansa Musa argued about who should be the next ruler of Mali. This internal fighting greatly weakened the empire. Eventually, Timbuktu was raided and burned.
Guys, hopefully you'd realize that this is a common issue with different empires that we've been studying.
Absolutely.
Alright, so newly conquered regions of Mali's empire began to rebel. In the east, the Songhai people gradually gained strength. Led by the Songhai, the city of Gao declared its independence from Mali in 1400.
In the north, Berber nomads seized much of Mali's territory. They captured Timbuktu in 1431. In the south, bandits began to raid trading caravans and military outposts.
By 1500, rebels and invaders had greatly reduced Mali's territory. Mali was no longer a strong empire. The question you guys should be able to answer right now: what external factors led to Mali's decline?
All right, the last section of this lesson, you guys, is the Empire of Songhai. You can find this information on pages 167 to 169, and be thinking about this. What happened to the Songhai Empire? During the first half of the 1400s, the Songhai were unsuccessful in forming a strong kingdom.
Since 1431, the Berbers had controlled Timbuktu. In 1468, Muslim leaders asked the Songhai king Sunni Ali to help overthrow the Berbers. Sunni Ali agreed. He captured Timbuktu and drove out the Berbers. He also killed many people who lived in the city. Soon, Sunni Ali became known as a powerful, harsh leader. He went on to conquer neighboring lands.
Okay, so it's not Justin Bieber, but it's the Berbers.
I'm
Okay,
sorry.
all right, we're good.
I'm a believer.
Okay, you're a believer. All right,
believer.
good deal. All right, Sunni Ali died in 1492. His son was declared ruler, but a leader named Askia Muhammad wanted to seize the throne. He and his followers had felt that Sunni Ali did not practice Islam correctly. It's another thing that happens frequently in this area. In 1493, Askia Muhammad defeated Ali's son. He then became ruler of the Songhai Empire.
Askia Muhammad conquered the salt mines to the north. He also expanded Mali's other borders. Soon, the Songhai Empire covered an area larger than the Empire of Mali had.
Askia Muhammad organized the government of this vast empire. He began by dividing Songhai into provinces. He then put a governor in charge of each province. Askia Muhammad also set up an organized tax system. It sounds familiar too.
It does.
Okay.
Under Askia Muhammad's rule, Islam spread throughout the empire. Muslim scholars converted many people in the cities to Islam. In rural areas, Islamic beliefs were often blended with traditional religious beliefs.
Askia Muhammad's son removed his father from the throne. The rulers of Songhai after Askia were weak. Using guns, Moroccan forces captured Timbuktu and Gao in 1591. Soon after that, the Songhai Empire collapsed. All right, you should answer this question, or you should be able to answer this question. How was Islam spread during Askia Muhammad's rule?
Remember, guys, you're going to have a podcast quiz on this tomorrow. And like Mrs. Klein said at the beginning, there are a lot of terms, so we want to go over them one more time. Mali, Sandiata, Timbuktu, Mansa Musa, Songhai, Askia Muhammad.
Good luck, you guys.
TTYL.